Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Blonde Cafe podcast. I'm your host, Brooke Villanueva, and I'm your 28-year-old millennial gal out here living my best life. And I'm here to help give you the tips, tricks, and tools to live your best life. And today I am joined by some of my favorite people that I get to see at least twice a week, whether they like it or not. I pop up and here I am. These are two of my personal fitness instructors, and we have Sari and Q from HopeFit VA. And they offer everything from bungee fitness to HIIT classes to hip hop step, everything in between. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be a beginner. You can be anywhere in your fitness journey. They welcome you with open arms. And as you can tell, it's such a positive, healthy environment. And honestly, it's the best part of my week. I could be having like a down day and not feeling it. And I'm like, you know what? I've got bungee tonight. I'm excited. And that's truly, truly what keeps me coming back. And it's their journey is amazing, and I'm excited to hear it.
Thank you so much for having us on your podcast. We're so excited to share our story. Like Brooke said, my name is Sadi, and this is my wonderful husband, Quentin.
What's up, everybody? So my name is Quentin, aka Q, Coach Q, personal trainer Q, instructor Q, whatever you want to call it, but it's Q. And so we have been lucky enough to be with Brooke for the past few months, and she's just been a delight to have here and to work alongside, and just her smile and everything. So if you guys know Brooke, then you know what that's about. But if you have not had a chance to meet her yet, you need to meet Brooke. So, but thanks for having us, Brooke. We're excited to be here. But to just kind of give you and give everybody here a run through of kind of where we started and how we got to this point. We are HopeFit VA, and we are in the Greenbrier area of Chesapeake. And so if you're familiar with the area here, we're about a block down from Chesapeake Regional Hospital. And we've been in this space now for coming up on 3 years in July. And our story started back in 2015 when I decided to become a personal trainer. And the church we were going to at the time was called Hope Church. And I really felt like the church body should be the healthiest body. And so we decided to start a fitness program within the church. And when we were no longer at that church, we took that name of Hope with us, because after a conversation, we decided and realized how much people outside of the church needed hope, and the definition of hope being the expectation of good. And just with our society, we don't expect good. Like, we expect the worst out of people, we expect the worst out of situations. And so we want to try to change that mentality. And so we took hope with us, and that's right, change your mindset. And so the name Hope came with us, and Hope Fitness was birthed in 2015. And then fast forward 2020, we shortened it down to HopeFit VA to represent our local brand and King Neptune and the sand and the beach and just everything that Virginia has to offer, at least 757.
That's right.
And so that's where HopeFit VA came from. And here we are. You want to share something else about bungee?
For sure. So here at HopeFit VA, we offer not only personal training, which is actually where Q started, was with personal training and group fitness. But now what we offer is a plethora of items, like Brooke said. I mean, we offer TRX, we offer HIIT classes, we do bungee fitness. We're so excited about bungee fitness. And so it just kind of turned into something much bigger, because we wanted to give people the opportunity to branch out into things that they liked, different things that they like. So we offer hip hop step as well. We offer mixed fit dance. And so we offer a little bit of everything. But our top things that we offer is that personal training, group HIIT classes, and bungee fitness, which Brooke is awesome at. I love seeing her fly around left and right. But our story on where we came from, Hope Fitness, and that transition to HopeFit VA on a personal level, my husband was laid off from his job, and we had just had our twins, and they had just came home from the NICU, and we were like, you know what, we can actually do this 100% of the time. Like, we can make this our bread and butter. Let's go ahead and share this with the world. And so I came across bungee fitness, and I was like, oh my goodness, I have to do bungee fitness. I have to share this with everybody. It looks so great. And our twins, not even being 3 months out of, 3 months out of the womb, we left them at home with our parents and our in-laws. and we went and got certified, and we brought back Bungee Fitness here, and boom, HopeFit VA, the storefront, like the brick and mortar was birthed. And it has been an incredible journey of perseverance, and an incredible journey of just joy, like you said earlier, just bringing joy to all the people around us.
Yeah. And that's so true. She said it. It's addicting. Once you come in, it's like whether you're taking a HIIT class, whether you're going into bungee. Like I took one bungee intro class, and I immediately was like, okay, sign me up, membership. I'm ready. Like I'm good to go. And the way that Sari teaches it is it's just so welcoming, and you don't have to know what you're doing. Everybody has fun. One of our rules in class is that you cannot say the word sorry, because if you mess up, that's okay. Everybody else is messing up, and nobody thinks twice about it. I think you see me mess up probably 3 times every class.
Who's counting? Who's counting?
Yeah, exactly. And then you laugh it off and you keep going, and it's so much fun. And I'm truly so honored to get to know them over the last year and over the past few months. And it's such a blessing and such an honor to be a part of this community. And that's truly what it is. You see the same people in your classes, you become friends with them, you know more about their lives, and you really build that sense of joy and compassion, and everybody works together, work hard, play hard, and that's truly what they live by. So no, I appreciate you guys even doing this, even providing this space for everybody in the 757. If you guys aren't in Chesapeake, make that journey, make that trip. It's really not that far, y'all. Come on. It's right by Kempsville. I live over Kempsville. Takes me 10 minutes to get here. 12 minutes, probably should, maybe 15. But I mean, who's counting, right? No, but so you guys, you're truly, truly amazing at what you do. And tell us more.
Yeah, I love talking about this space because it's ours. And it's something, it was an idea of really wanting people to have a space where they felt welcome, they felt included, they felt seen, and they felt heard, because ultimately that's what everybody wants. They want to be seen, they want to be heard, they want to be understood. And so that's what this place is about. And every single person who walks through our doors always say the same thing, and they're like, man, it just feels different here. And that is our number one goal. We want you to feel different from the outside of the door to the inside of the door. We want you to feel a difference, and when you leave, we don't want you to be the same way when you came in. And so our goal is to, for that hour, that 45 minutes, that 30 minutes, however long you're here taking classes or training with a coach, we want you to forget whatever it is that you're dealing with. That way you leave with a different mentality. And so we've been able to really, that's a part of our brand. Like, a lot of people, Nike has the check and the just do it, and the athletes, and Under Armour has protect this house, and all these different things. But part of our brand is you don't leave the same. And I think that actually should be our slogan. You don't leave the same.
There you go. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, you did.
That's right.
So yeah, I mean, and everything about us and who we represent, we are a faith-based facility, and we don't force our beliefs on anybody, but everybody will know where we stand. And so our logo with the H and the F and the barbells, they represent a certain thing. The stars and the number of stars around the logo represent a certain thing. Our merchandise represents a certain thing. Our music represents a certain thing. So every piece of our business represents what we believe in. And so it's just an encouraging space for us and for everybody else who comes in.
Yeah.
Got something to add to it?
Not right now.
Okay. All right.
That line though. That line was good.
You won't leave the same.
You won't leave the same.
Okay.
That was like spot on. That was real good. Take notes, y'all.
That's right. Yeah, and I mean that's so true. Seriously, I think my membership's almost coming up on a year. I don't know, but it rings true. Ever since I met them, like I said, the first class I came in, it was like, okay, yeah, this is my space. This is where I'm going. This is what I'm doing. And for people that might be like a little bit nervous about getting into fitness, whether, if they weren't an athlete before, or maybe they were an athlete 20 years ago in high school and now they're just an adult and they're trying to find their way, but why is fitness important, and why is it important to do it your own way and do it, something that works for you and your lifestyle?
I think it's really important for us to find something that works for us that we love to do, because something that even just getting here, like being personal, something that I've just personally struggled with in my fitness journey with, because with when bungee started, that's how I started my fitness journey. I didn't do anything beforehand, and that's how I started my fitness journey. It's important for you to find something that you love, because you'll be more consistent with it, and it won't feel like work. And I think that that's the reason why for me, bungee fitness was something where I was like, I have to do it because it looks so much fun and I can keep at it. And so when I started to do bungee fitness, I was like, oh my goodness, I am so excited to keep going and going back towards it. And so I think finding something that you really, really love, and you is going to help you to stick with it, right? And finding a place that actually has something that has a little bit of everything will allow for you to try a little bit of everything. And that's kind of what we offer here, is where you're able to come in and you're able to try a HIIT class. And if you don't like the HIIT class, you're able to try a bungee class. If you don't like bungee class, you can try a TRX class. You don't like TRX, let's do hip hop step. You don't like hip hop step, let's do mixed fit. There's a little bit of everything in here. And so, but it's really, really important that you do try, so that way you can get that consistency, and it'll be a little bit easier for you to stay motivated to keep up. And then Q, I mean, he's got the nutrition background and everything. He's got great explanation as to why fitness is important and why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, so we have a tendency to take better care of our cars and our house and our possessions, things that we can buy others of, than we do the thing that we only get one shot at.
Yeah.
And so it's very important to try to shift that thought process and that mentality on what should be the priority that we take care of, and the longevity of it as well. So a lot of people will say, oh, I want to do this thing because I want to get in shape for the summer, which is fine. Or I want to do this thing because it's New Year's or something, which is fine. But you have to think about, well, if I only do this, or if my goal is to do this because of the summer, or my goal is to do this for X number of weeks or days or whatever the case may be, once you hit that mark, you're more than likely going to fall off the wagon.
Right.
Whereas, opposed, if you think of it, I need to make a lifestyle shift, you're going to have more of a tendency to stick with it. And like she said, finding the thing that you enjoy, which there may be a season where you enjoy TRX and then you don't anymore.
Right.
And so a place like ours that has so many different things you can get into, you could say, okay, I'm gonna do TRX for 6 months. All right, well, now I've done that, I'm sick of that, so let me go and do the HIIT class for 6 months. Okay, I'm tired of Coach Q, let me go do bungee. Like, so you can make those changes and make those pivots, and that's okay, as long as you're doing something that you enjoy, something that keeps you moving, something that keeps you interested and excited about making fitness a lifelong thing. But it's important because we don't get any things don't get easier as we get older. Eating, sticking to a schedule, sticking to certain things, climbing a ladder, bending down to get something off the floor, laying down on the floor, walking up steps, picking up your groceries, going to the car, stuff just doesn't get easier as you get older. So if we can, again, make a lifestyle mental shift and lifestyle change as you get older, these things that should be or are harder for most people won't be harder for you. So functional fitness is important. So I do a lot of functional fitness type stuff, because I do, as I get older, I'll be 39 this year, and I've seen just in the last 3 years how my body has changed and how things become a little bit more difficult. But because I have this fitness background and this athletic background, and I've been doing this for years, I'm in a better place than I would be if I wasn't. And so the thing that I want you guys to know, or the thing that I want you guys to realize or remember, is that it's never too late to start. You just need to start. And so yeah, you just need to move. Your body needs to move. We weren't created to our names are human beings. And so we want to be able to do things. So in order to be able to do things, you have to move. Let your body move, 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 move. So I y'all just need to come here. You guys just need to come here.
That's right. Well, and I even think about it too. Like, if you think way back, like caveman days, it's like our bodies were meant to move. We were meant to, go out, whether we were hunter gatherers, whatever, we were meant to be moving around. Like, and now our society is like so sedentary. Everybody has, computer desk jobs. Everybody sits down for a long time. Even maybe after your desk job, you're exhausted mentally. So then you go and you want to lay down on the couch and watch TV and be exhausted physically. But I think that's really the hard part, is kind of getting out of your comfort zone and being like, you know what, I might not feel like it today, but I'm going to show up. Because I'm not going to lie, that's probably how I show up once every 2 weeks to you guys. But I'm like, I'm here.
Yeah.
And, it's like, and then once you get going, you get in the groove and you're here for 15 minutes. That's usually about all the time it takes. Is like maybe after like the warm up and the first couple songs, and granted you're jumping around, so you're not really like taking a nap by any means, but you really get in that mentality. And even like with the HIIT classes, I was doing the HIIT classes like right before my wedding, back to back to back, and Q kicked my butt. He did. But that's the power of it. That's the fun, and it's the camaraderie when you're here and everybody's beside you. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter your experience. We have people from all age ranges, shapes, sizes, everything in between, and it doesn't matter. You're sitting there, you're doing your thing. The music's high, the vibes are high, and you're just having a good time. And you leave knowing that you took care of your body and you took care of yourself that day.
Yeah.
And you feel just a little bit better each day and every time you come.
Yeah.
I think that's huge, honestly.
100%. I mean, the percent. I tell all my clients, I just need you guys to be 1% better every day.
Yep.
And that's even a thing that I try to live by myself personally, is if I can just try to be 1% better every day, and it looks different. Today, it might be in this area of life. Tomorrow, it'll look like this. It just every day. But if I could just try 1%, that means I'm better than I was the day before. Yep. And so being able to have a good, healthy space, and like Brooke said, like people here are so encouraging and they motivate each other. Sometimes I don't even have to say anything. I'll give the class and I'll just stand back and let them do it, because they're pushing each other and they're hyping each other up and they're high-fiving and they're, come on girl, you got this. Like they're coaching the class and I could just sit back and vibe to the music. So here it's bigger than me, it's bigger than her. It's bigger than anything that we could ever imagine, because we're here and we're changing people's lives, and everyone here enjoys it. So you guys will probably hear me say this 6 more times. You just need to come here.
That's right. And now, especially kind of speaking of that, I'm kind of thinking on like, I guess the tough love end of the spectrum, where a lot of people say, okay, I don't have time. Or they say, I can't do it all days of the week, so I'm not even going to come for 1 day or 2 days. What do you kind of say to that for people that they're all in or all out?
That's a really it's a great question, and I will always say that you have time. You just have to make time. We spend so much time like doing other things, and then we'll say we don't have time. Our society is so good at making excuses. Like we make excuses, and I tell her all the time, there's a difference between an excuse and a reason.
Yep.
Those are two different things, and our society is so excuse driven. You don't have, and let's just say, I'll try to break some numbers down. So let's say it takes you 15 minutes to drive here. Your class is 45. It takes you 15 minutes to drive back home, so you're an hour 15. Let's say it takes you 15 minutes to get dressed. So an hour and a half of time that it took you to go to the gym. You don't have time, but I can guarantee you'll spend 2-3 hours between scrolling your phone and watching a TV show on Netflix.
Yep.
So you can't tell me you don't have time, because the time is there. Is all about what you prioritize with your time. And so one of my biggest prayers for this year is help me to be a good steward of my time, because that 15 minutes I won't get back. So what am I going to do with that 15 minutes, and how can I make the most impact out of that 15 minutes instead of just wasting it and letting it go to the wayside? So it's all about prioritization and prioritizing yourself above other things. And we are parents of three, as here's one right here.
Special guest.
Yes, this is Lorenzo, and we have three kids, and so three kids. We run a business, and this is not a flex at all. Three kids, we run a business. The kids are in school. We're going to be homeschooling next year. Um, Yet we each still find time within the day to do a workout somehow, whether it's me going to the YMCA, taking a lunch break and going there, or it's her, once the bless you, once the kids are dropped off at school, or taking the kids with her to the YMCA to do a class. But we find that time. And so again, it's just about, like, where is your priority, and is this important enough to you to think about? Like, I think about them, and I think about, I want to be able to be around as long as I can the healthiest version of me, because these guys, they want to run around, they want to play, they want to wrestle, and but if I can't do that, I'm not only robbing myself of a good opportunity, but I'm robbing them of having fun. And so you just have to think about all these little things and stop being so selfish. I really do think that it's a lot of selfishness involved.
I think also to add to that, I know that it's very hard to want to change and want to get active and want to walk and want to do things. And sometimes ourself, we like, it's almost like self sabotage as well. And so I wanted to kind of speak a little bit onto that because I've been on that journey myself. Again, like I said, starting bungee fitness and not having a fit background, it has been a huge challenge to be able to say, okay, I'm going to stick to this routine. I'm going to stick to this. I think that's the reason why it's so important to be able to find a community that supports you and champions you, for those days to where it's like, I don't feel like getting up and I don't want to do it. Like, I know how different I feel when I get a workout in with somebody who's with me or somebody who's like pushing me to be like, did you do your workout today? Or let's do our workout together, versus having to put an alarm on my phone and be like, oh my goodness, I got to go and get this workout in, especially if it's something I really don't like, or if bungee's not available to me, those type of things. But I think, speaking to, what do you do when you want to and you have the will to be like, I can see myself kind of walking this mile, or I can see myself getting in the bungee, or I can see myself being active, but then you get home and then you're scrolling, or then you get home and then you're like, oh my goodness, this couch feels so good. I think it's really important to get a community of people who are kind of like-minded in that you can be held accountable, allow yourself to be held accountable, and also kind of have that kind of like that buddy to kind of help champion you into whatever that goal is. And if your goal is to just get up and walk just once a day, then that's fine. And also just giving yourself the grace to take those baby steps, so like we have personal trainers like you who are going to give you that tough love, but what happens if you don't have a personal trainer like you? Allow yourself that grace to, yes, okay, I wanted to walk today but I didn't walk today. Well, let's try to do better tomorrow. Like you said, let's try to give that 1% a little bit better tomorrow than we did the day before. And I guarantee you're going to see those changes because you're going to feel different. You're going to feel different. I know by personal experience, having been consistent with a workout for 3 months and then falling off and being not consistent with a workout and doing like one workout a week, I can feel my body feel different, but you won't ever know what it feels like unless you get to that point, And so like really kind of being that champion for yourself, but also surrounding yourself with a community of people who champion you to make those steps and grind hard. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. And I think that also the class style setting helps a lot too. Like at least for me personally, it's like then it becomes a non-negotiable because you signed up. You know, you're paying money to be here. You're giving your time. You said that, "Hey, I'm going to be there." And if you don't show up, you know, you're taking a spot from somebody else. And so to me, that's kind of what weighs on my mind is I'm also excited to come just in general, but it's like on the days that I don't feel like it, you're already signed up. You're already committed. There's no backing out. You're like, okay, well, I'm going anyway. Here I go. And then it's tenfold if you do have an accountability buddy. And if you do, you know, even if you fall off the wagon, even if, like you said, like if you don't do it one day and then the next day you're like, okay, I'm going to try a little bit better, or I'm going to go on a 10-minute walk around the block or go on my lunch break. It makes such a big difference, I think.
Yeah, and I think that that's kind of what does set us apart from kind of any other areas or any other gyms in the area. I feel like it's we offer that, like whether you're doing a HIIT class with Q or you're doing a bungee class with me, or a hip hop step class or mixed fit class, you can feel, like he said, you can feel the difference when you walk in. I mean, the number of clients that come in and tell me, you don't even know how much I did not want to be here, but I'm so glad that I'm here now that I made my way here. And I think it's our priority, part of our priority, to say we want you to be excited when you get here. We want you to feel different when you get here, and we want you to leave and say, this is like our oasis, right? We want this to be your oasis of like, work was terrible, my kids acted up today, somebody got into a fight with somebody or something like that. I almost flicked somebody off on the way here, but I'm so glad I'm here, you know? And I think that that's kind of what separates us is you're going to feel that camaraderie and you're going to feel that support system in HIIT class. You're going to feel that joy in bungee class. Like you will not attend a bungee class without laughing your butt off.
True.
At all. Like I will make sure, even if you are a RBF, I will make sure that you laugh. Like, you know, and so I think that that's definitely what kind of sets us apart for sure. In that. So it like Q says, you just got to come.
Yeah. You got to check it out for yourself. Yeah. And so, okay. So for you guys, now I think about you two being husband and wife, business owners. You're in this. You're here every single day, putting your heart and soul into making sure everybody else is feeling good and doing good and, you know, meeting their goals and everything. So tell me a little bit about like your entrepreneurship fire. And for those that might be, you know, whether you're wanting to start a business or whether you're wanting to jump into maybe a different career or get that promotion or whatever, tell me kind of where your fire comes from and give a little inspo there, and then B, how your health and fitness can help you get to that point.
So I my entrepreneur fire spirit, for as long as I can remember, I've had it. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
But what I know is that I didn't want to spend my life doing something for somebody else and miss out on an opportunity to do something for myself. Because the way that I see things and the way that I think about things is that like every great thing started from somebody just trying something. And so I would never know my level of greatness if I never tried anything. And I would never know if I was sitting on $1 million idea if I never tried it. If I try it and it doesn't work, okay, I tried it, it didn't work. But I would rather try something and it not work than to have never tried it at all. And so I think where that came from, I don't know, but I know that Jesus, like
it's a bug that kind of gets in you. I got it too. I'm with you.
Man, it was stitched in me, and it's stitched in all of us because we've all been given, you know, we were made in the image of Jesus, of God, and so we have that creative bone in us. So we all have it. It's just a matter of most people never use it. They never tap into it. And so And so for me, it's now having kids. I really want my kids to know that it's okay to dream and it's okay to go after your dreams. And because at some point, like when you're kids, you tell your kids you can do anything, you can be anything,
Astronaut,
all that. Yeah,
fireman,
like you
like
can do all this
everything.
great stuff.
Yeah.
And then there
Right.
comes a point where that stops and it's like, no, you need to do this and you can only do that and this won't work. Like it shifts. And I don't want to be like that. I want my kids to see, hey, mom and dad, they went after it and it worked. Or hey, they went after it, it didn't work, but they tried. So then they're never afraid to try. They're never afraid to try and fail. Um, and yeah, that's that. And then I think your second question was how the health and fitness help that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Or
So-
anybody just wanting to do, good things in their life.
Yeah. So I would say, and then you can add on to anything you want, but I would say that um, health and wellness, health and fitness, it really does kind of start internally. Like she was saying, having that will to want to do something, um, which is an internal thing. And so if you're able to shift your mindset, like I was saying earlier, and like Brooke's t-shirt says,
That's right.
that's
Get
what
one
about
here.
us.
They're behind us. Here you go.
If you're able to shift that mentality into being the best version of yourself, understanding that that includes the health and wellness and health and fitness aspect of things, um, I feel like that just pours out of you. It's like anything else that you would have inside of you, love, joy, compassion, peace, like all these different things, when you have that internally, it naturally pours out into your surroundings and the people around you. So it's kind of the same thing. At least I would think so. Am I answering your question?
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that the more you are healthy internally, doing the hard work internally, the better you'll be externally. The more you will be willing to put in the hard work externally, because entrepreneurship is hard work. And Brooke,
Yep. That's for sure.
Yeah, man, it is hard work. It is not for the weak. People think, oh, you own a business, you're a millionaire, and you own a business, so you don't work a 9 to 5 anymore. What? In fact, we work more than a 9 to 5.
That was my first thought. I'm like, you're like a 20 to 7. I don't know.
Yeah, like it's crazy how how much we work, but it's worth it because we're building our own thing and we're putting our stamp on the community, and so it's worth it. And no, we are not rich by any means. In fact, we probably have the least amount of money of anybody who comes to the gym. So
that's why you got to buy T-shirts and memberships.
Yeah, man. Right. So yeah, I mean, it's not for the faint of heart, but it's direct correlation. I tell my clients everything that we do out there, the gym has some sort of correlation to it. In here, it's hard work when they're in here doing their classes and they're working out and I'm kicking them down, whooping their behinds. But out there is hard too. Entrepreneurship is hard too. But if you can do this, you can do that out there. If you can say, man, like I didn't want to do 10 burpees, but I did them. They were hard. Okay, so then why can't you go out here and do, I don't know, whatever outside of the gym, even though it's hard? Like I try to correlate the two. And so if I'm going along the lines of your question here, I would say the stronger you are internally, the stronger you'll be mentally, the stronger you will be physically, and you'll be able to tell yourself, I can do anything.
Yeah.
So I think along the lines of the first question, like Q said, he's always had the entrepreneur bug. I think it was just ingrained in him. That's one of his giftings, and that's just one of his callings. And so I think that if that's a drive that you feel, if that's a calling or that's a desire that you feel, and it's like itching away at you, like Q said, just do it. Just do it. do it afraid. Do it with wisdom, though. Don't just go out there and quit your 9 to 5 and then just take like the $100 you have in your bank account and do it. But do it with wisdom. Start researching. Start doing the work behind the scenes, so that you can get to that place. But like you said, you're never going to know unless you try. You're never going to know unless you do it. And so even if you're afraid, do it anyways. And if it doesn't work, that's okay, because that's how we learn. We learned through failure. If this didn't work out, okay, we're going to tweak this and we're going to do something different. And so for that, those who are interested in entrepreneurship, those are the key things. You're going to have moments where you're afraid. You're going to have moments of uncertainty, but you're going to keep chugging and you're going to keep going. And it's going to be rewarding. Even on the days where we're just like, man, this is not fun. This is not what we signed up for. But then the next day we're like, man, we're so glad we did this. It is the biggest roller coaster ever. It really, really is. But it is very, very rewarding. I think one of the things that Q had told me a long time ago, and it's a quote that we read, is like, where in the world is the richest place? And the richest place is a cemetery, because people die with all of their giftings and all of their talents and they never do anything with it. And so we also were thinking of our future, like what do we want to teach our kids that they can do and they can be anything, and how are we doing that when we're not kind of crossing the chicken line? That's kind of one of our lines, crossing that chicken line as well. And so just do it. Even if you're afraid, just do it. Get out there and do it. Use wisdom. Use all this technology that's available to you. Do your research. Make friends with people who are like-minded as well, and just kind of move forward. And then how does fitness and being fit or being healthy help you in this journey? I think because in order for you to get to that place of health physically, it takes discipline. It really does take you going from I want to I'm doing. And that discipline is going to be reflected in every other area outside of your life. You'll be able to reflect that discipline of like our pastor says, it's either day one or one day, and it's just like, is today the day one? And if so, I have to keep at it, and I've got to stay disciplined and keep plugging and chugging it away. And I feel like doing that with your fitness, doing that with your health, doing that with your eating habits, it's going to establish a sense of accomplishment, but also a discipline that might not have been taking place beforehand. And that is something that will actually help you to accomplish the goals that you have for your entrepreneurship or your 9 to 5 or whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah. And that's so true. And I love everything that both of you guys said. I think about it and I'm like, the part where you talk about doing it even though you're afraid, doing it even though, you might not feel like it, doing it. And it goes the same for physical things. So you like those 10 burpees or like, asking for a promotion or taking that leap to start your own business. It's like, I love that quote from your pastor, day one or one day. I love that. I'm probably going to take that home with me. But you're going to see it on a t-shirt in a second. Yeah. But I just think about that and I'm like, that's so true. And seriously, like, take it from anybody. I mean, I don't know if you guys get nervous doing anything, but it's like, even coming here, I mean, I see you guys at least twice a week, 3 times a week. I was still nervous to record this with y'all. And I came up and I'm sweating and I'm like, okay, do I have all my stuff? Like, I was like running around the house and I'm like, I know you guys, like I see you twice a week for the last year, but it's still, exciting and nerve wracking and you do it anyway. That's the point. And the same thing with any of the classes, any fitness trick, anything. It's like, no, I didn't know how to do a knee fly or a reverse plank. Nobody knows, what that is until they get there. And then you laugh it off because you're probably going to go swinging from, I don't know, every direction. But you just keep doing it. You don't know how to do a burpee. You try. You look at the person next to you. You stand there and you say, okay, now I'm going to try. And then you see what happens. And you do the same thing with entrepreneurship. You do the same thing in your career. You have to try, even though you're scared, even though you're sweaty, shaky, you might step in a puddle on the way, but you're there. You got to do it.
Yeah.
So, and of course, I want to be respectful of your guys' time. I would love to talk to you for hours and hours, forever. But I have one more question, and then I want to hear what's next on the horizon for y'all and what y'all got going on. I personally know about it, but I want you to share it with everybody. But the other aspect that I really love about HopeFit VA is that you guys are all about mental health, and you're all about, and May is Mental Health Awareness Month. I think it's so powerful because I feel like a lot of times just being human, and especially nowadays with like social media and watching the news and whatever, it's like everybody can kind of get down and out and just maybe not feeling themselves for 6 months, a year. It's like, how can somebody kind of get out of that funk if they're in that funk right now?
I think right now, if you're in that funk, which we kind of feel like that's kind of what's going around, you know,
It
it's kind of
is.
like it's
It
it's a
is.
season that we're all kind of in, and that can be contributed to many things. But I feel like if you're in that season, I think the best thing is to plug in somewhere, anywhere. Definitely with HopeFit, but find yourself people that you can surround yourself with. And I'm not talking about they have to be your best friends or anything like that. You know, if you do have a gym that you go a little bit more regularly. Say hi to the person that works out with you, or that you see them next to you working out or walking on that treadmill. I think the most important thing is, is what we are doing with our thoughts, right? And so, like, how we think is going to affect how we act and how we behave. And so we can't just let our thoughts stay on the inside and let that define us all the time. And so we have to surround ourselves with people that kind of tell us more positive things, that kind of tell us something better, that encourage us. And we can't do that by ourselves, because honestly, we are our worst critics.
Yep.
We really
True.
are. I tell Q all the time. He's known this for a long time. I have a critic the size of Texas. I'm my worst enemy, and so I have to be able to, when I'm having those thoughts, I have to even be honest and go to somebody like my husband or go to somebody like my friend and say, I'm having a really rough week, kind of believing in myself, or I'm having a rough week, kind of taking one foot in front of the other, and just letting that out has been super helpful. And so if you are in a season of funk, go take a shower, take a shower, go out walking, go to TJ Maxx and just walk just get out of kind of like that environment that kind of is really producing and allowing for you to stay in that funk, and kind of do a hobby, figure out something that you like to do, and like do that. If you like to paint, go to Dollar Tree and get a canvas and start painting anything and everything, those type of things. But not allowing for us to just kind of stay in that funk and kind of stay in our own mind is really kind of the important key to that.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, that 100%. And one thing that I say to people all the time is, especially my clients, like right now, I have a few that they're really having a tough time, and like you guys said, it's just that season for some reason. But I tell people all the time, it's okay to feel the moment, but don't live in that moment.
Yeah.
And so, like we never want to disregard what someone's feeling and what they might be going through, but it's the living in that that's going to create that negative, whatever you want to call it. And so I would say to everything that she said, and plus just not living in that moment, and definitely surrounding yourself with the right people, because surrounding yourself with the right people makes a whole world of difference. If you got people that are just melancholy all the time, or they're like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh all the
That's
time,
right.
like if that's the only type of people you hang around, then of course that's gonna be like what you feel. But if you've got a Tigger, if you've got a Winnie, if you've got a Piglet, and you've got an Eeyore, like you've got the right people for the right time.
Yeah.
And so just surrounding yourself with the right people, not living in the moment, feeling the moment, but not living in the moment. Um, like she said, finding things that you enjoy doing, because everybody has something they enjoy. So finding something you enjoy doing, um, just prioritizing yourself. Again, back to priority, like prioritize you. Because I also feel like a lot of what happens is we prioritize so many other things, whether it's kids, it's work, it's church, it's whatever, we prioritize so many other things, we lose ourselves. And so it's hard to find yourself once you've lost yourself. If I lose my keys, it's hard to find it. So so yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah. And I think that that's huge. And it's one thing to hear it. And I, of course, talk about mental health all the time on my podcast. And I talk about, getting out of your own way. And these are two people that you're not just hearing it from me. You're hearing it from people that are influential in my life. And you guys are, you're coaches in a sense. You might not think you're life coaches, but the way you operate here, it really kind of is. And even just, talking through and having this conversation, it's like it's removing that stigma of saying like you said, like talking to somebody about it. Like, hey, I'm not really feeling my best this week. Honestly, I had to say that to my husband like last week. And I was like, you know what? I don't know what's going on, but like, I just don't feel good. And he was like, that's okay, babe. He said, let's go out to dinner. And I had bungee class, so I couldn't go out to dinner. But I came home and he had cooked me a nice dinner and everything. And it's getting that out there and talking to a friend, talking to a sibling, talking to your parents, or even just like you said, like talking to that person that's on the treadmill next to you, or even just smiling a little bit more at the grocery store and saying hi, or at TJ Maxx, or different things. And I completely agree. Like getting out and about, and you can come to a fitness class, you can, go to the store, you can walk around, just something to kind of get you out of that zone. Like you said, painting or whatever that is, even if it's something that you used to do and you used to find joy and now you just don't feel like everything's gray. It's like the Wizard of Oz, everything's gray. And you do those things anyway, because eventually you will get to the end of that and it's going to be the colorful Wizard of Oz that you've seen. And you just have to keep putting in the reps. That's what it is. You don't feel like it, you just have to keep doing it, and it eventually will pay off, I promise you. So now we're pivoting a little bit. Tell me what you guys got going on. Tell me what anything you want to tell about HopeFit VA. Do it to it.
You want to start?
No, you can go ahead.
Oh man.
I can give you all both the mics. Go on.
Yeah, man, go for it. So I would love to a couple things. So there's a couple things. There's nothing set in stone, but just things that I would love to do. But we've discussed potentially opening a second space at some point. That would be lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Now we originally thought, okay, well maybe we'll franchise. Met with a franchise lawyer. That ain't happening. That ain't happening.
Yeah, franchises are hard.
Yeah, franchises. Yeah, it's a lot of paperwork. It is a lot of money. I don't know if it's more work. I mean, more money or more paperwork, but
Right.
it's a lot. So franchising is out, but we would like to open a second location somewhere, be it here locally. I would like to be in Tampa. We get phone calls almost every day from other states. Hey, are you guys here? Are you guys going to open here? Tampa would be that's number one on my list.
I love Tampa.
I love Tampa.
Yep.
Tampa's number one on my list.
I might have some Tampa people listening. Actually, I did an internship out there, so shout out.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tampa. Hey man, come on,
Yep.
Tampa. But ultimately what I really have a heart for is a space where you can get everything you need under one roof. And so you'll have the personal training, you'll have the group classes, you'll have bungee, you'll have TRX, you'll have massage therapy, you'll have cryotherapy, you'll have mental health therapy, you'll have is it mental health therapy? I don't know, but you'll have that.
That too.
Yeah, you'll have like you'll have counseling. We'll have like spiritual counseling, like pastors and things on staff, like everything that you need, physical therapy, like everything that you need under one roof. So if you come in and you say, man, my shoulder's really bothering me, I can go, okay, go see Dr. Mark over here in suite 12. Or if you come in and you're like, man, I really I'm just having a bad week, I need prayer, I gotta say, oh, Pastor Jed, he's over in his office today. Go talk to him. But everything is in one place, and all you have to do is just walk through the door. So that's that's ultimately what I would like to have. A 10,000 square foot facility where you can either way. You pay whatever that looks like, but it's all under one roof. So that's what I would like to have. We're coming up on 3 years here. Our lease is for 5, and so by the time we hit that 5th year, hey guys, okay, well, hold on, okay.
They got a lot to say.
Yeah, they do. And they want to talk. So that's ultimately kind of where we would like to go, at least for me. And she's been such a great support because it took her a while to get to this point, but she's riding with me, um, and so she's been a very big part of it, and she will continue to be. And it might look a little bit different as we go forward, but she'll continue to be a large part, a very influential piece. But yeah, that's where we like to go.
Yeah, and I think that for our studio right now, I think what we want to do is we would like to just kind of train a couple more people up under us so that way we can kind of spread who we are through different instructors. Like we want to share what's on the inside of us with different instructors. And so far we have these amazing instructors, from personal trainers to different instructors for bungee fitness and stuff. And I think that personally right now in this season, we're trying to kind of multiply ourselves a little bit. We want to share that, and we want to also get a different vibe in here as well, as far as like them contributing to kind of who we are, like the different instructors. And so I think that's one of our like short-term goals right now, is to be able to kind of multiply ourselves within HopeFit VA so that we can have a little bit more and kind of get it even out there for more time during the day, more times during the week, and that's kind of like our short-term goals.
Yeah, and I will say too, you're doing it because every instructor here. I mean, I think I've taken a class with just about everybody, and everybody truly operates the same way. Everybody has their own flair and different things,
Yeah.
but it's like they all spread that hope, they all spread that joy. Everybody just lives, breathes that honestly just community feel. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
And no matter who you're taking a class with, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, like cool. It's the same thing. You're not going to be worried about if you're taking a class on Tuesday night versus Thursday night or whatever that might be. So that's very, very true.
Yeah.
And so tell me also about your coloring book.
Yes.
Tell me about what all you got going on.
So we have a coloring book. It's called
Mhm.
My Fitness Coloring Book. This is our first coloring book. This was an idea that Q had, and he can tell you a little bit more about it, but we're so excited about what it is. It's basically a coloring book. When you flip through the pages, it's got all the little kids doing different types of fitness activities. It's so cute to see one of them like lifting weights and another one jumping rope. It's just so cool and so cute. But this is our pride and joy in this season right now. We just had a coloring book signing last weekend, but it's inspired by our little girl Viviana in the middle here, and it's a fitness coloring book that's basically helping to engage parents and children together in kind of being active. And this was something that, like I said, my entrepreneur husband, I mean, he's full of these ideas, and I'm like, let's go for it. Let's go. Let's keep
Sounds
it moving.
good. Yeah.
But he can tell you a little bit more about it. We're so excited about it.
Yeah.
So this idea came to me just because I was trying to figure out a way to just get kids involved, trying to figure out a way to engage my daughter in a different way. She's into dolls, and she's into just all of the girl stuff. And so me trying to figure out, all right, well, how can we do something fun, but me not take away like her things that she likes. And that's kind of where the idea for a coloring book came from. And then just the thinking through what that looked like. I mean, if you could have seen some of the earlier stuff,
Sketching,
it looked so bad. It looked so bad. But as I worked through it and asked God, okay, God, like how is this gonna work? He just dropped gems. Like none of this was me. Like none of this is me. Like this is God working through me and through her. And so with this coloring book, it was like, okay, you've created this, you got this idea of the coloring book thing to help kids color. Well, what about teaching them exercise. Like, you work in exercise. Like, why would
Right.
you not do that? So, okay, God, well, all right. Yes, sir. Here you go, exercise. And then it's like, okay, well, what if you help them learn the exercise that they're seeing? So now you include the name of the exercise at the bottom of the page. Okay, God, you full of good ideas, huh?
Yeah. Pink dumbbells. All right.
Right,
Sounds
yeah.
good.
And then it's like, okay, well, now why don't you incorporate the actual letter? So jump rope, you have the name jump rope, but at the top of the page, now you have the letter J, uppercase and lowercase, where you have to trace the letter. So you learn, they see the exercise, they learn the name of the exercise, they do the exercise, and now they're learning their letters at the same time.
Cool.
So that's how it all came about. So it started out as just, okay, this would be a cool little idea. Let me figure out something to do with my daughter. To now, like, this is an official learning tool.
Yeah.
So this coloring book is very, very cool, and I think that everybody should have one. If you have kids ages 3 to 10, you should have at least one of these. And you can find them on our website, which is hopefitva.com. You can find them on Amazon. Now, if you order them from our website, we sign them. We include stickers with them and things like that. If you order them from Amazon, those things are not included. So those are the two differences. So I would recommend going to our website, ordering them from our website. But there's all kinds of stuff on our website. Merch. We have this book. We have the wall back here. We have a 21-day devotional. Like, so there's merch on there. So go take a look. And again, this is number 5, I think. Just come here. I told y'all 6. This is 5. Just come here.
That's right. And that's what also I think is really, really cool. So I personally bought 2 of the coloring books, right? I think the day they came out, I bought one for my nephew in Ohio, both my nephews, and then one for my niece in California. And we shipped them. I didn't buy them through the website because they were Amazon, so shipping for Christmas. But Bezos ain't signing them. I gotta say that. But you guys definitely really should. You can spread the joy too, and you can spread it through the coloring book, you can spread it through t-shirts, you can spread it by coming to a class, telling a friend about it. Look, anything that gets you in the door, you got to check it out, you got to do it, seriously. Is there anything else that you guys want to share, or anything else, final parting words?
No, other than you just got to come check us out and be here.
Yep, that's right. And if you guys don't know, they're like they said before, they're located in Chesapeake. What area is this?
We're in the kind of like if it was the Greenbrier area of Chesapeake. So we're right near Chesapeake Regional, right on Battlefield Boulevard. It's one of the main roads in Chesapeake. We're at 109 Gainsborough Square, and you can look us up on any social media platform. HopeFit VA. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and our website hopefitva.com.
Yeah. Oh, and one more thing. What do classes look like? So can somebody come up, sign up for just one class? Can they sign up for a couple classes?
Yeah. So let's say you are interested in actually attending one of our classes. You'll go into hopefitva.com. You're going to register an account with us, and then you're going to purchase your first class half off. All of your classes, your first class is always going to be half off. So that's only $10. All right. It's cheaper than any fast food restaurant out there. Okay.
Yep. There's a McDonald's across the street. Don't go there. Come here.
Don't go there. Make a left, not a right.
I pretend I don't see it every single time I'm sitting at that red light. I don't look at it.
Same. Exactly. Yeah. Same. But yeah, so you're going to go ahead and register an account with us. Don't forget to verify your email. We also have an app that you can download. So you can go into the App Store or Google Play and you can download the app and you can register an account through there. Your first class is always going to be half off. So it'll be $10. And thereafter, you can either purchase a single class pass, which will be $20, or you can purchase a membership. Membership is something that we definitely recommend because you get the perks of membership. You get percentage off of apparel. We also do membership only events as well. So we do member only events. This last weekend, maybe about 2 weekends ago, we went to the Tides baseball game. And so you can definitely go that route. And if you weren't interested in that way and you wanted to go ahead and just drop in classes, you can do them $20 a class and drop in. But all of the passes that we offer are good for everything that we offer. So you don't have to buy a specific pass for a specific class. It's a pass is welcome for any of the classes that we offer.
Yep. And I highly recommend trying all of them. Like
Agreed.
if you come to one and you're like, oh, like, I don't know if that was my favorite, try a different one. If you want to come and just keep trying different ones, because you will find one you love. I think I love all of them, but Bungie's my favorite. I gotta be honest.
Yes.
But every single one, there's never been a time where I come here and I'm like, man, I didn't have a good time. Like there's never a time that happens. So even if the first one you try isn't your jam, try the next one. Try the next one. They've got all different kinds. So thank you guys so much for being here with me.
I know it's for having us.
It's late on a Friday, but I'm so thankful for you both, and I'm thankful to be a part of your life and to have you be a part of my life. And I'm seriously thankful that I found this gym.
Oh, we're so happy to have you, and we're so grateful that you even included us in this, and we're so proud of you.
Thanks for rocking with my newbie punches over here too. We don't have a fancy setup, guys. Like they've been on the news before. I haven't made it to Wavy 10 yet, but I'm coming for you, Wavy 10. Just wait. Yeah.
Well, thanks for having us, Brooke. I appreciate it, man. It's always a pleasure to sit and talk with you. And like I said at the beginning, your personality, your vibe is just dope. So thank you for having us. It's our pleasure to be able to be here with you.
Thank you.